This is the W2 report with Sanji Himura. Here's Sanji.
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of the W2 Report. Today, we are at a loss because we don't know what in the heck we're doing. I am your host, Sanjin Himura. Thank you for watching. And before we go into the ground rules, we do have something to say about the death of Charlie Kirk. However, that will be a separate video and we are not prepared to record that for you today. Now let's go into the ground rules with Lord Crocosquirrel.
Rule number 1, be not the dick. This includes throwing bullets downrange in the middle of crowds just to take out the last person on the fucking planet that wanted to talk to you. Rule number 2, if you are having difficulties and there are questions about of any kind, please refer to rule number 1.
All right. Shall we do Silk Song first, since you advertised it?
Let's do the update from yesterday on for Mr. Kirk. It was he was taken to a hospital in what they considered critical condition, and then subsequently died of his injuries.
Oh wow.
That's the update.
Yeah.
That's the entire update. The left lost lost someone that was willing to talk to them, willing to have the conversation, the debate. Somebody with a gun cut that debate short in a place where guns were not permitted. The gun-free zone didn't work. And with a little luck, they'll figure out who that fucker is, and they will prosecute him to the fullest extent.
Yes.
If he gets cut loose without trial, then death, dismemberment, and destruction will follow. Or at least it had better. Okay, nobody blinked twice about blowing up half the fucking planet after George Floyd died of a combination fentanyl overdose and an overexuberant police officer. I want to know where the riots are now.
Luckily, most of us who are sane have enough patience to, shall we say, wait for justice to be attempted to be served before.
Yeah, well, I look at it the other way. If there's already blowback running around on the whole thing, and the lovely people in Utah at the university, yeah, there will be difficulties.
Yeah.
Because clearly security was not up to snuff. Anyway, so yeah, Steven Crowder, it seems, made the decision to not go do conversations like that, and now his reasoning is absolutely justified. Because this is a thing that could have happened to him any one of 100 ways.
Yes.
The change my mind conversations. Yeah, that doesn't work. Well, it worked. It was actually very entertaining for a lot of people, including some fuckers on the left. But Charlie Kirk doing a similar sort of thing. Yeah, no, that ended that. And with the two men very much similar in their particular attitudes, Steven walking away from that sort of shit is probably saved his life. Not that I
Yes.
think that, not that I think that the back and forth should have been canned, but now it is entirely too risky. Nobody should be doing that. Why?
No.
Because there are people out there to do the willing to do the ultimate crime strictly for the purposes of committing another crime. Although the second crime is more or less, we want you to shut the fuck up and you are going to do it, rather than, you know, anything that's, and we're going to make you do that at any cost. Yeah,
Right.
no, that's in my brain. The destruction of discourse is a crime. That's just okay. It is not, as unfortunately, illegal. Illegal, strictly speaking. You
Right.
can do illegal things to make it go away, and that's what happened here. Killing someone for their opinions is wrong. I don't care who you are.
All right.
Once you've crossed that line, I have no sympathy. In fact, I will actively, if I am capable of, I will actively assist in making sure that you go down for it.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, not gonna commit a crime myself for this purpose, but I'm sure as hell not gonna protect you.
Yes.
And if I find out who you are and where you are, I will tell somebody. And I will tell somebody that can actually go get you. So let's just let's stick a pin in that for the time being. Sanji, you're going to be doing a video probably in the next couple of days, concerning about your feelings on all of this mess.
Absolutely.
I do not approve, and that's as much as as I intend to say on the matter.
All right. Should we start with number one or should we start with numero deuce?
I'm not sure about dropping a deuce in a live stream, so let's go with Silk Song.
All right. All right.
Yes, we are getting reporting from every fucking where. For those of you who weren't paying attention, and I'm gonna have Sanji put a link to yesterday's live stream on my channel in the description at some point in the very near future.
Oopsie.
You better get on that. I'll kick your butt. We went through and had a little bit of a rant while we were playing the game that all the devs and the so-called access media are insisting that we not buy. Near as we can figure, everybody's as near as I can figure, lots and lots and lots of like the entire indie sphere just went ape shit. Oh wow, can I even charge $20? You got 40 bosses and we've only got 12. I mean, if you want to do that, knock yourselves out. If you think your game is worth $20, then cop it up. If not, then there are the twin swords of sale and price drop and price decrease to try and improve your sales. They've made, and for what it's worth, Silksong's made at least 15 million in just the last few days. And actually, that was and those numbers are actually those numbers are old. It's probably quite a bit higher now with all the with all the screaming. And I applaud Team Cherry for doing that. They did the thing the way they wanted to do the thing, and let them. Oh no, you're competing with us, and you should have, and you know, and you know what this shit is like. You should let us know so we know where to avoid. Do you know how many games released on Steam alone the day Suck Song came out? Do you know?
I am about to look that up.
Somewhere in the 60s. It was a lot. Do please look that up because my number is kind of a Mark 1 eyeball job. If you can get an exact number, that would be much better. Because all those people went and did their releases while Silk Song when Silk Song became available. And the fun part of it is Silk Song was inexpensive enough
That discouraged the pirates.
They not only did they discourage the pirates, which I found hilarious, but if somebody had, an extra $20 they could scratch up, they could buy more than one game. No. They could buy more than one game that came out that day. Why would they do that? Well, if they want to play this game and they wanted to play Silk Song and Silk Song is cheap enough, then these people might get both games. In fact, I would find it unlikely that they did that. If they really want your game and they wanted to and they were kind of about Silk Song, this depends on whether or not it's $60 fucking, which is what some people were demanding that they jack the price up to. That.
Oh my gosh!
What?
You're gonna shake your brick. Yeah.
Are there bricks to be shot? I'm scared.
We have a number of notable titles that were released on. Oh boy. How goes the plundering and plundering trade there, Lynn?
I managed to snatch an opportunity to not be a team player.
Yummy!
Team player, in a corporate setting, team player usually means
Team player means cleaning up someone else's messes. And your reward is that you get asked to clean up more messes.
Ugh.
So
now, games released on September 4th, 2025 include Hell Is Us, an expansion to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the game Damien Ex Machina, Titanic Scion, and Star Wars Outlaws for the Switch 2.
Which I'm told looks like complete garbage. And is slow, clunky, and annoying. Even more so than the PC releases. I think they should have left that one. Cooked for another year. Maybe everybody to forget about how shit the game was in the first place.
Oh my gosh. And releasing the day before happens to be Hirogami and Jotun Slayer. Hordes of Hell.
Do we know how many games were? Do we have some precise number of games that were released on the 4th?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 7 games according to IGN.
Yeah, that's IGN. They don't do very well. They don't count very well.
No, they don't. Especially since they're counting MetaQuest games like Slap Fighter. You think that's funny, but it's not.
Okay. GameStats.com suggests that there were 40 games released on Steam September 4th.
Can you send a link, please, so that way I can share it?
Okay, that we don't know if there are. It may that may be just a certain certain critters.
Right.
The number when I looked at the list. When I looked at the list, it looked like way more than 40. So, and I was looking at Steam directly. All right, let me get you that. Let me get you that link here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be rude to the Sanjin very briefly. Boop boop boo. Whoop. No, that's wrong.
That's the wrong thing. But let me do this. No.
I was pretty sure that was the act. I was of the opinion. No, I was trying to put that on the chat, which is.
Well, you put it on the chat, all right, but the wrong chat.
Well, rude. No, I wanted to put it in the public chat. Right.
Oh, okay.
So I did get it right. Hi. You wanted me to put it in the other place, and it's actually listed as you having done it anyway. So you don't care. If
All
nobody's
right.
paying attention, at this moment. Somebody will think, "Oh wow."
Well, there's actually two people paying attention at this very moment.
Well, again.
All right. In between Thursday and Friday, which ironically enough, it broke player counts in the last 24 hours.
In the first 24 hours, it broke Steam, period.
Oh, yeah. It broke Steam, it broke PSN, it broke Xbox Store, it broke Game Pass, it broke Switch 2 stores.
Actually, the Switch versions aren't out for that. I don't think the Switch version's out yet. I think they got it in a couple of weeks.
But it still broke the eShop.
Yeah.
How dare it upset the billion-dollar companies?
I know, right? How
Truth be told, and I think I'm going to leave that here. Truth be told, everybody in the gaming industry is acting like a cartel at this point.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Borderlands 2 released today. And at this particular moment, according to Steambase, they have something just short of 200,001 players.
At this point,
700 and a quarter. Okay, at this time, in the couple of hours after, and in the about 3 hours after Silksong's release, that number was over 400. And the first 24 hours, they peaked at 590 some odd thousand.
Yeah, you can read those tweets to see which game developers aren't interested in entertaining the audience.
Yes, and then what you do immediately after that is not buy
their games. Yes,
not buy their
exactly.
shit.
But I think we have more breaking news as of, I don't know. I want to say like 2 hours ago.
Uh-huh.
So let's get to that after this 10-second channel ID.
This is the W2 Report with Sanji Hamira. Here's Sanji.
All right. As you may remember from last week, we had Avery Brody, who is a VP at Global Sponsorships at Visa, say this pile of crap.
Oh yeah, the file. Oh yeah. I accept full responsibility for the story. For the story that comes. Yes, we remember that. That was just earlier this week.
Yes, that was just earlier this week. But suffice to say, we have Visa and MasterCard playing dirty. Well, how dirty are we speaking?
Incredibly.
They want to charge $15,000 for high-risk registration.
It's $1,500, I thought.
Well, $1,500. $950 to Visa and 10 cents per transaction.
And then $500 for MasterCard.
Now, the type of adult content that is illegal in the U.S. and or prohibited by Visa and MasterCard.
Illegal, yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering what constitutes high risk, it's very clearly laid out inside the brains of the Visa higher up. So all you have to do is read their minds.
Oh my God!
Actually,
yes.
high risk for Visa and MasterCard at this time is someone breathing in and out.
Yeah.
Whether they have a card or not.
Now, they want bestiality gone. They want blood and gore gone. They want simulated child pornography gone. They want denigration gone. Simulated rape gone. Fantasy gone. This includes
cat ears and such. Yeah.
No. There's more. But wait, there's more. According to this post by Cozen, it now includes World of Warcraft, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy XIV, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings. Why? Because they're all adult content, and it's against their terms of service.
They can all be used for adult content, and B, those are all fantasy things. Wherein blood and gore can be had. So
let that sink in.
At this point has managed to narrow down the list of acceptable video games to Tetris and similar.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to remove that.
Souls likes are out, Tetris likes in. There you go. If they applied those rules evenly, that's
which
what
they
we
won't
would get. And they won't. Of course not. Okay. Bestiality is not illegal in the United States, but I can imagine why somebody would want to go, why somebody might go, no, not so much. But that's the furries out. They can't have Visa or MasterCard. They can't use Visa or MasterCard for their shit now. Simulated child exploitation type things, simulated or not. Yeah, that's illegal just about everywhere.
Right.
Unless, of course, you're in the UK and the person being simulated upon is a British native or other similar. And the other side is, well, Muslim or other similar. Denigration can mean any fucking thing. Literally anything.
Yeah, it could even include simple disagreement.
Yes.
Because that's how it was in the early 2010s.
Yes. And here's and the fun part of that is it doesn't. I'm getting the impression that was actually aimed at quote-unquote ethnic minorities, which changes depending on where you are on the frickin' planet, and nobody seems to get that. And that's by default. The LGBTQ, other alpha, and other things. You know, anything that isn't white men, pretty much. You can't denigrate a white man because, of course, you can't.
Yeah, it's impossible to denigrate them.
Okay. So, and then anything that might be considered fantasy. You know, there's 90%. There's 90% of everything that could be involved in that, and the stuff that doesn't has blood and gore. So, guess what? You're going to be doing match 3 games and Tetris for the rest of your fucking life.
Yes, that's if they applied everything across the board.
And at that point, you know, I go back to the cat from Red Dwarf. 2 Suits is dead. You know, hidden object games that have to be very, very careful.
Well, hidden object games, they're made for women, so they've been allowed for far too long to have female characters that aren't repulsive.
Oh, wow.
Because the activists haven't made them yet.
Well, that would have to change, according to this. Yeah. And this is actually, and the screenshot we saw, the first screenshot was something that the payment processors they were trying to work with, said this was uncalled for, and that was an actual email he got. So, how about you expand denigration to include insulting our fucking intelligence? Or better, our ability to, I don't know, parent our fracking children. They have no, and by the way, the UK has been asked repeatedly to do in every form that is actually legal to use, which is not much, especially in the UK. They are absolutely emulating Airstrip 1 now.
Some people also looked into the actual terms of service for the payment processors, and fantasy seems to be missing.
That's interesting, because they were told that this guy was told it was the underwriters for the partner banks.
No, you don't understand. Cat ears are high risk.
Oh yeah, nobody likes the idea of, you know, creatures that may or may not be entirely human.
Yeah.
Mind you, they still have the cat girls. They all still have even if they do have little twitchies that are different from the rest of the fucking apes, they're still human.
Granted, that does bring up the valid point. Twitch streamers may or may not be entirely human.
I'll give you that one, especially when you're talking about the likes of Darkside Phil. That's right, DSP. Okay, scratch that. He is undeniably human, but
he survived some of the biggest bands.
At which point does he? He is part of genus Homo. The question becomes, which version?
Yeah.
Well, truth be told, he did survive some of the biggest band waves that hit Twitch in recent memory, so...
That just makes him a cockroach.
And some of the biggest mistakes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This guy spends his entire existence insulting his viewers, denigrating them. He spends most of his live streams denigrating the viewers so that they will give him money, or because they're not giving him what he thinks is enough money. Okay. These people, they pick the guy. I have no idea how he does that. Because if I did some shit like that, they'd wow, just wow, all the wow. But yeah, with at least 40 games released on Steam, yeah, not many. A lot. There were a lot of indies in there. I think there was a AAA or two, or at least expansions for AAA games. There is no reason on Earth, and it looks like some of them are actually doing quite well. Not as well as Silksong, but fuck it.
Huh.
Stardew Valley, Stardew Valley exceeded all expectations. I don't think that guy knew what to do with the money, with the amount of money that fucker got. And where was the bitching that day?
Nowhere to be found.
Where was the bitching for the next game that he released, which also did gangbusters, despite the fact not really deserving it?
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
So yeah, speaking of AAA, now I'm wondering, how likely is it that Avowed would be considered an exception for the fantasy violations?
Maybe.
Because it was put out by a AAA studio.
Yeah, well,
Now we do have an article from Automation Media that we need to take a look at. Let's bring it up. Credit card company censorship of video games is thriving on people's lack of awareness, Japanese politician says.
Yep, he is a former assemblyman who has been lobbying for years, like more than a decade, about raising awareness to what the credit card companies are up to, and trying to find a way to let those companies know that this is not acceptable. Until they decided to do the thing, recently, and a bunch of the adult games took a good whacking. All of which, and all the ones that are, it was in 2020 they tried to crack down on DLC. That didn't go as well as some people might have liked. Credit card companies were told to step off then too, but most of that was surrounding games that were even by their own admission actively child porn. So you just got to watch for that. And I don't know too many people that are making games that can afford to just drop $1,450 plus 10 cents plus 10 cents per actually plus 20 cents it really comes out to per transaction.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That is a shit ton of money if you get something with sales like Pal World or Silksong or any one of several others, Harvest, Stardew Valley. But later, I think we're gonna have a short little chat about Digimon. No, Nintendo had better get their shit together. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that one sitting right here. Because they're releasing Digimon Story Time Stranger near the 1st of October. That'll be the 2nd of October they release that. And we have writable Digimon everywhere.
Hang on a second there, folks.
Lots of fun there.
Because the more you know, the knowing is half the battle. Oh,
I
God
don't
bless
know.
fun.
And knowing is half the battle. And the knowing is half the battle. The rest of it is actually getting on somebody's ass.
Yes.
Mine.
Making a nuisance. No, just making a dude. You make enough of a nuisance of yourself to some of these places, and they'll and if joined by enough people doing the same thing, they'll back out. They will back down. Cracker Barrel did. The new Renos, yeah, those have been suspended. And that crazy vent that's currently in charge of Cracker Barrel, we're expecting to see her gone in short order.
Yes. Now, I'd like to leave you with some final thoughts. Well, I won't do the thing that I promised you earlier. I will say this. Visa is kind of caught between policing thought and
Making money.
making money. And that's never a good thing.
Visa and MasterCard are both caught that way. Because Collective Shout is Collective Shout, and they have Collective Shout has pulled in the Australian government.
Right.
Mind you, as much of a hit as it would be to thoroughly restrict or sever video game sales in places like the UK and Australia, it may be necessary just to get their fucking attention.
Right.
It would hurt for a bit until the public backlash got so bad that where the public backlash gets so bad that governments start changing.
Yes. But until then,
we already know that the current Liberal government, the Labour government in the UK, is going to be on its way out before too much longer.
yes.
Whether it's to be replaced by reform or by a conservative government that has learned a few lessons from reform is unknown.
If you're asking government to learn a lesson in the UK, your best bet is an actual physical removal.
Anyway, I have been Sanjin Himura. Thank you for watching this episode of the W2 Report. We will be back on Tuesday's news cycle.
With more stuff.
With more stoof.
We're already collecting stoof for the next time. Also, don't forget to drop by my channel on Saturday. We will have some interesting and presumably topical stuff to work through. That'll be fun.
Yeah. But until then, beware, the tax man cometh.
And the crocodile squirrel bites.
Hello, folks. This is Morgan Freeman. This concludes our broadcast today. I'm Morgan Freeman. Good night.